exercise is the wall sprint drill. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your hands up against a wall. You're going to get your feet a little bit away from the wall so that your body's at a little bit of a diagonal. You don't want to be super duper far out, but you also don't want to be straight up and down here. So what we're practicing is we're practicing one leg coming up into hip flexion and then switching with the other side. So we're going to start with single switches first. So what that's going to look like is we'll start with foot coming up, and then the goal here is to get onto the other foot and then back onto the foot that's up as quickly as you can. So it looks like this. To make this a little bit more interesting, we can do a double switch where now you're going to end with your opposite knee up as the one you start with. And I always have to remind myself, okay, if I'm starting with my left knee up, I'm going to end with my right knee up. So that one looks like this. And then you can also go to triples where essentially the same thing happens, but you'll end up on the same leg. The other way to make this one a little bit more interesting is instead of starting out in the hip flexion position, if we want to practice driving through more of that hip range of motion, essentially what you do is you'll start out with your knee back, and then you're going to drive up, and then you'll switch and go into either the single or the double switch. So what that looks like is and for a double switch, what that looks like is, let me start with the other leg, always gotta think about it. Oh, that was a single. Let's try again. And the goal here is to really feel the posterior chain, the back of your leg kicking in to like push you towards the wall, and to work on a little bit of coordination and a little bit of like dynamic plyometric movement at the front of the